Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego live for our K1 Visa chat for Sunday, May 7th, 2023. And I'm here in Pensacola, Florida. Well, actually, just east of Pensacola. I'm in the panhandle of Florida, north of Navarre Beach. And Karina, my prometida, she's my fiance, my K1 Visa fiance beneficiary, and she is at work right now in Bogota, Colombia. She's in Bogota, Colombia, and today's a hot day, and we're ready for our Sunday evening, afternoon live chat. So I'm seeing some folks that are in the middle of a K1 visa process, and they're moving from an apartment to a house or a house to an apartment, or they moving from they got a new job in a different state. Like they were in Florida, then they got a job in, let's say, Texas. And if you move, ladies, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, you got to tell USCIS that you have moved, so you don't miss out on getting your NOA2 letter. Just telling the post office is not sufficient. And we have Bud Garcia from Washington State in the house. Good afternoon, Diego from Washington State. Hey, Bud, how are you, my friend? And it's hot here in Florida, which is closing in on, it's May, so it's going to be warm in here. Plus I got all these lights on so you guys can see me, which is a little hot too. But I just wanted to remind everybody, you got to tell immigration if you move. Okay, if you get, if you're in the middle of a K1 or CL1 visa and you get your NOA2 letter, and it goes to your old house or your old apartment, your old wherever you used to live, it's not good if you don't get that NOA2 letter, because that NOA2 letter is the gold, is the key to everything in the future. On the NOA2 letter, there's your fiance's, your beneficiary's alien number that they have assigned to her. Okay, and that alien number, that A number, is what you're going to put on your Declaration of Financial Support, I-134. Okay, when you fill out Form I-134, you're doing all this paperwork, getting ready for your embassy interview. You're going to have, there's a place on that form where it's going to ask you for an alien number, and that is on your NOA2 letter. So don't lose your NOA2 letter. Don't forget, make a scan copy of when you get your NOA2 letter, make a scan copy of it, photocopy of it, upload it to a computer, and email it to your beneficiary in his or her home country. Very important that you do that. You can be a scan copy is fine, or photocopy. And that way she will have it, because your beneficiary will need the NOA2 letter for the face-to-face visa interview with the scary immigration officer, okay, at the embassy. Now, are you guys prepared for the visa interview? I know some of you have received your NOA2 letter already, and that's excellent news. And I got my friend, she's in Brazil, and she passed her visa interview. Now she's just waiting for her passport to get printed. Put the K1 visa in her passport. But she's from Venezuela, and she's a little concerned because her passport has expired. You can travel on an expired passport from Venezuela. Now, if you happen to be in a country that's being difficult and they won't let you travel on an expired Venezuelan passport, then you get to a country that is not difficult, like Colombia. So I recommend to her she leave Brazil and head over to Colombia so she can get the heck out of Dodge. Bud Garcia, what kind of questions do they ask? Is it something to be worried about? What questions? At the visa interview you're talking about? Archor in Algeria. Hello, Mr. Diego. Archor, how are you, sir? Yeah, there's no questions to be worried about. The only questions, Bud, you got to worry about at the visa interview are the questions that you make up. If you don't know the answer to a question at the visa interview, say, I'm sorry, I don't know. Don't say, make up a story. Don't make up a story. It is absolutely impossible for your beneficiary to know the answer to every question because there's so many questions that he or she could be asked. But it is your beneficiary's responsibility and your responsibility, Mr. Sponsor, to prepare your beneficiary for that scary visa interview. And it's not scary. If you submitted a strong visa package, you probably only get he or she probably only be in there for 5 minutes. You know, they've already read your DS-160. They've already been through your binders and your folders and everything you submitted in your K1 visa package. Because remember, the K1 visa package you submit to the lockbox in Dallas, then gets sent to the service center, or more than likely California, because 93% of all visas for K1 go to California. California approves it, and then they send it to the National Visa Center. They create a case number, then they send it to the embassy. When the embassy gets it, you get the ready status. Okay? Budgar Petir Sipat. Hi, sir. Watching from Indonesia. Hi, Petir. We hope you are doing well in beautiful Indonesia. Lovely people in Indonesia. I think you guys are close to. You're in the Southwest Asia there, like near Singapore, that area. Bud Garcia, if she doesn't know one or two questions, will that be a problem? No. As long as she says, I don't know. So I don't know. But prepare her for the visa interview, okay? Make sure. I think what I should do is put together a video on the visa interview. You know, it's kind of hard. I wish I had Karina here where she could be my my victim, but she's in Colombia working. But I'll figure it out. Rupert Carroll, my fiance is from India, beautiful India, and we met once in person before filing the K1. Okay, good. Make sure you filed the K1 visa before 2 years passed. And our receipt date is 29 April 2022. Okay, good. And we met 2 more times after that. Now when you met twice after the first time you met, make sure you kept all of the receipts, the boarding passes, the plane ticket, hotel receipts, dinner date receipts, photos together, photos, because you can bring that information to the embassy interview. Because here's a question that your beneficiary could get at the embassy interview. Here's a question. When was the last time you saw your your spouse or your sponsor, excuse me? I'm the embassy officer. And you're the beneficiary. When was the last time you saw your sponsor, Miss Beneficiary? And then Rupert, you can say, well, we met once, and then we met twice before, and here's the evidence. Here are the photos. Here are the boarding passes, and bring that to your visa interview, face to face. Good evidence right there. Meeting 3 times, that's good. Okay. Bud Garcia, yes, that would be nice. Yeah, I put, the visa interview isn't so scary, guys. It's really not scary. Just make sure that your beneficiary knows everything about you. For example, what's your favorite food? My favorite food is Thai curry. I love chicken hot red Thai curry. Okay, that's my favorite food. So Karina knows that, but it's kind of hard to make a Thai curry in Colombia. So when I'm there, I don't get one. It's just hard to make one. It's just hard to do it. I guess it's the paste. It's hard to get the paste. Okay. And she knows that the color of my car is silver. She knows what kind of car I have. She knows the address where she's going to be living. Make sure your beneficiary knows the address in the United States where you're going to be living. Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, if you have been divorced in the past, okay, which is fine. Things, not everything works out. But your beneficiary, he or she, better know that you've been divorced once before, twice before, and then the reason behind the divorce. Well, it didn't quite work out. Yeah, I know my sponsor was divorced before. His first wife, didn't work out, and they're divorced. Some 5 years, 6 years, whatever, 3 years, 2 years. It's all good. But be prepared for those kind of questions. The immigration officer may ask. Let's suppose you have children, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, from a previous marriage, okay? the immigration officer might ask your beneficiary, the names of your sponsor's children. Okay, well, yeah, he's got 2 kids, 2 girls, Susie and Sherry. Know that information, okay? Know all the intricate details behind the scenes of your sponsor. What things does your sponsor dislike? What doesn't he like or she like? I don't like dumplings. Okay, now, the best dumplings in the world are made, I believe, in Oman. But I don't like dumplings. So if I go to Oman with Karina, I'm going to try the kingfish because I love kingfish. Okay. What are your sponsor's favorite foods? Okay. Remember, the visa interview is going to be questions to your beneficiary about your sponsor. Okay. What is your job, Mr. Sponsor? Your beneficiary better know how much money you make and what your job is and where you work. I'm a real estate agent. I work here in Florida, but I've put my YouTube hat on and put my real estate agent hat over here, and I'm making videos for you guys. It's not my job, but but Karina knows that I do this. That try to make sure that your beneficiary knows everything about you, Mr. Sponsor and Miss Sponsor. Mohammed, file. My passport is expired. If I renew it, hope it's not a problem because the passport number then we use is going to be different than when we file. Mohammed in Qatar. Mohammed, that's not a problem, my friend. Okay, if you file a K1 visa package and and your beneficiary's passport, Mohammed, your passport in Qatar expires during the process, get a new passport, and then when you fill out the DS-160. When you fill out your DS-160, your application for your visa, you're going to put in the new K1, the new passport number. Okay. Mohammed File from Gambia. Okay. Beautiful Gambia. Gambia, that's on the west coast of Africa, I believe. Don't worry. If your passport has expired, if you are a beneficiary watching this and your passport has expired, apply for a new passport. Obviously, the passport number is going to change. So West Africa, I was good. So that means that when you fill out the DS-160, the number in the passport number in the DS-160 will match the number in your new passport. So when the immigration officer takes your passport because you passed the visa interview, takes your passport, they will check the number to the DS-160 and they will be matching up. They wouldn't, the I-129F, that paperwork will be gone by the wayside. That's just the approval paperwork to get you to get you in the big chair with the immigration officer. Okay. Things change, you could move to a different location. Then your address is going to change. Then when you fill out the DS-160, you put the new address in there. Jason Mabry, hello Diego. My fiance wants to make you a Ghanaian meal for helping us so much. Oh, thank you. I will be happy to oblige. I will oblige to that. A Ghanaian meal, yummy. I'll be grateful for that. So, my favorite subject in all the videos that I make about different countries is food. You all know that. You watch the videos. And I love making the videos about all these beautiful places around the world and about the embassies around the world. And so you guys do not get confused. I give you the phone numbers, the email, the address, processing. Like in Oman, if you live in Oman, I believe if you're a beneficiary in Oman, you have to get permission from the Armenian Sultanate or the government, at least administrative affairs, to get married. And if you don't get permission from the government to get married to an American, there's a $5,200 fine, $5,200. It's a lot of money. Who knew that? But I learned that. Hannah, they are processing items faster, but according to USCIS website, it went from 15.5 months to 16.5 months. Hannah, you're right. And you know what that did? That stopped everybody from calling immigration. Because then you're pushed into a future time slot where you can call immigration. Every time immigration has to stop to take a phone call to explain to a beneficiary or to a sponsor, yeah, we're working on your visa package. Yeah, it's in process. Yeah, we're doing this. Yeah, we're doing that. No, we haven't forgotten about you. Most people call immigration because they haven't heard anything from anybody for a year. So they feel like immigration has forgotten all about them, but they haven't. If you filed a K1 visa package and you got an NOA1 letter with with a receipt number, immigration hasn't forgotten about you. But every visa process will have a different processing time. Bud Garcia, what if she doesn't like to talk about how much I make? Will that be a problem? Bud, listen, my friend. If immigration asks your beneficiary how much money you make, she needs to tell him. Bud makes this much money, and then, boom. Wait for the next question. Chopper Harley, hi Chopper. Senior Chief, my future wife and I received NOA2 April 13th, but nothing from the embassy in Cambodia. Okay, Chopper, give it 3 months, okay? So from April 13th, May, June, July. By July 13th, you will have heard from the NVC. The National Visa Center will send you an email with a welcome letter, with a case number. Give it 3 months. You may be lucky and here in 2 months, but 3 months is the average. So by April, May. So by July 13th, you'll get your NVC welcome letter with the case number. Then the NVC will contact the embassy in Cambodia. Beautiful Cambodia, by the way. I love that country. And the embassy in Cambodia will then send you a ready letter or a ready status, which means you can start preparing your beneficiary for the visa interview. Pay the visa fee, fill out the DS-160. So what I would do in these next 2 to 3 months, Chopper Harley, is start getting the paperwork together. Write your second letter of intent to get married. Don't date it, but write it. Have it ready, and then date it, 2 or 3 weeks before your visa interview. Start preparing now. Remember, when you fill out the I-134, the financial document, Declaration of Financial Support, there's an expiration date on there. So fill that form out probably 3 weeks before or a month before your visa interview. So gives you time to fill it out, sign it, date it, and get it to your beneficiary. Okay. So yeah, start preparing. But Chopper Harley, just wait. Now you're in the wait time. Do that. Do like this. And you're waiting for the next 3 months from April 13th. I'm going to be in the same boat. Okay. Now, I did some research yesterday, and the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, are scheduling interviews in 6 to 8 weeks. But so when I get my hopefully I don't get an RFE. Hopefully I get my visa approved. But when I get the NOA2 letter, I will make a copy of it, and then wait a month, and then fly to Colombia and bring all this stuff to Karina so she has it in her hand. But it's going to be, so from when I get my second NOA2 letter to the NVC will be 3 months. So let's suppose on June 15th of next month, I get my NOA2 letter. I'm going to wait 3 months before the NVC contacts me. June, July, August, September. So by September, I should have my NVC welcome letter. Then it's a 2-month wait for the visa interview. So October, November. So by November or December of this year, Karina will be in her face-to-face visa interview, and probably January or the end of Jan. What we'll do then in that case is spend Christmas in Colombia with her family, her brothers and her nephews and nieces, and then fly to the United States at the end of after Christmas, probably December 26, 27, 28, somewhere in there. And then in January, we'll probably get married. Well, we will get married. We'll probably do the ceremony in January on Navarre Beach, where it's nice and cool. It'll be cold, no hurricanes, no rain. It'll be a good time. So, Hannah, don't worry about what the immigration's website says, okay? That just blocks everybody from calling them. Let's see. Jason Maybury, what is the average wait time for the K1 interview once approved for Ghana? Okay, well, for Ghana, it's about same as Colombia, 8 weeks. It's not too bad. Ghana's not too bad. You'll get in there. Purity Sharono, if my NOA 1 is December 2022, how many months do you think to NOA 2? Well, you should hear by Christmas of this year. Purity. Let's hope that you get a nice Christmas gift for your NOA 2 letter this December. Okay? I got a feeling you'll hear from them in December. Unless unless it's an RFE. Don't worry if you get an RFE. No big deal. Just answer the questions. Your sponsor forgot something. He forgot this, forgot that. No problem. And let's see. Vanessa Robles. Hi, Diego. I'm in New York. Hi, Vanessa. In New York. I got my NOA 1 May 25th, 2022. If I were to get an RFE, would I have gotten it by now? Yeah. Well, let's see. May 2022. No, not necessarily. By May or June. Yeah, well, it's this month. So by next month, okay. Wait until next month. Next month, if you haven't gotten anything, then I'm pretty sure you're going to be fine. Okay, Vanessa. Which part of New York? You upstate or you're in the city? Where are you at? Do you have when you hopefully your beneficiary is prepared for New York. It's cold up there in the wintertime. Vanessa, don't worry about the RFA. You're fine right now. And if you get one, don't worry about it. Just respond to it. On my first K1 visa, I got an RFE. I responded to it, and then within 4 weeks, they approved the visa. Jacqueline Swan, Diego, getting a visa slot is so hard. I thought once USCIS gave you a date for the visa, they needed to give you an appointment. Depends on the country, Jacqueline. Some countries, the NVC will schedule the interview for you, okay? Like when I did my first K1 visa back in 2016, the NVC told me the date and the time of the visa interview. Now we're in different times. Now it's on me, okay, or on Karina for the embassy interview in Bogota, Colombia. When I get the ready letter from the embassy, then it's on me. I got to schedule the medical exam. And the medical exam is in Colombia right now is a little tight, a little hard to get. So we're planning all contingencies. Okay, Jacqueline, relax. Just keep trying. Keep getting online. Luke Sestito. When I filed April 2022. Okay, so did we. Vanessa, you're in Manhattan. Oh, busy Manhattan. Fantastic. You're going to have to take your beneficiary to the Statue of Liberty. Go on that boat ride around Staten Island. Is it Staten Island, Ellis Island? Fantastic, beautiful part of the country. New York City, fantastic. They got good. I remember eating at Patsy's Steakhouse in Manhattan. I went to Manhattan years ago in New York City, and I ate at Patsy's restaurant, Italian. It was Italian, I believe, years and years ago. When was that? That was 2003, I think. Jason Mabry, what is the reason for the DS-160 along with the K1? Okay, Jason, the K1 visa I-form I-129F is the application. Immigration will look at the application and do the background check, see where you live, see how much, that's information for immigration. The DS-160 is once immigration approves your K1 visa through the I-129F and all the evidence you submitted, the DS-160 is a visa application, okay? The DS-160 is filled out online for tourists coming to the United States on a B2 visa, and it is filled out by K1 visa applicants who have been approved for a visa to enter the United States, okay? So the DS-160 is the application by the beneficiary to apply for the visa, to get stamped in the passport. That's all it is. And they're going to ask questions in the DS-160 like, where does your beneficiary live? What is her education? Has she been to college? What's her Facebook and Instagram account, if any? Does your beneficiary, has she ever been a member of the Communist Party? Okay, so if you live in Communist China and you're filling out your DS-160 and you say, yes, you've been a member of the Communist Party, then immigration is going to have a hard look at you, because the United States doesn't like bringing communists into our country because we think differently. Okay, we think differently. So if you're watching us from communist China and you fill out your DS-160, make sure you have never been a member of the Communist Party. Same for our friends in Cuba and Venezuela and let me see, Nicaragua, Vietnam. If you live in Vietnam, Vietnam's a communist socialist country. Okay, so your beneficiary better not have ever been a member of the Communist Party. Nong Vang, Envy Homes. Just wanted to share when I submitted my K1 visa fiance petition last July. Okay. I received my NOA1 letter. Okay. Within 3 days. Very good. And now just waiting for the NOA2. Yeah, Nong Vang. Yeah. I got my NOA1 letter in like 3 days. I'm like, whoa, that was quick. Dang. I went to the mailbox. Look, I'm thinking I did something wrong. I thought I maybe forgot to put the check in the envelope and they sent my stuff back. No, everything was good. And it was in 3 days. It was quick. So Nong Van, just do like me. Relax. Wait for your NOA2 letter. Zoila Molina, Diego, do you have any good link to review some questions about K1? Okay, a link to prepare for the visa, face-to-face visa interview. I'll make a video. I mean, I can put links in here all day long, but I'll just make a video because I know what really goes on behind the scenes. I know the real deal, guys. I've been there. It's not so bad. Remember this. When you go to your visa interview at the embassy, Miss Beneficiary, you can't bring your cell phone in there. You can't bring your laptop computer in there. So any electronic devices, leave them with your mom or dad or family member at home or a friend outside because you may need your cell phone for GPS, Googling directions to the embassy. You can put in the phone the directions to the embassy. So give your cell phone to your friend who accompanies you or your sponsor. You're going to go through security. They're going to put a wand over you. They're going to open your bag, your cartera. They're going to look in your purse. They might dump it out on a table and look through your purse. So if you don't want to have to go through that, don't bring your purse with you. Leave all your stuff at home and bring your IDs and everything and your K1 visa package, all the documents with you in your hand. Leave your purse at home. Let's see here. Okay, so don't stress it. Then you go through metal detectors, like in the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. You walk through the wand and the security checks. You go through metal detectors, and then you go to a window. And at the window, the immigration officer is going to be at a computer doing stuff. Okay, this is before you do the face-to-face. And what is that person doing there? Looking at your DS-160. The immigration, you set your appointment for your K1 visa interview at let's say 10 a.m. on December 5th, 2023. And you show up at the embassy and there's somebody behind a window on a computer doing all this. They're looking at your DS-160. They have more than likely already made a decision on your visa process right before you even have your interview. They've already decided. So then it's up to you, Miss Beneficiary, to just answer questions that you're asked. Don't add anything. Don't expound upon anything. If the interview officer says, "What color is the sky?" say the sky is blue. Don't say the sky is blue with clouds and the sun is over here in the west and it's 80 degrees. If the immigration officer says, "What color is the sky?" you say the sky is blue. And then you close your mouth and wait for the next question. Now, the immigration officer may be a hardcore, tough, like Rambo, okay, being tough with you. Don't worry, it's all Hollywood. You're going to get an immigration officer like that in countries that have a high rate of fraud, okay? If the immigration officer has experienced a lot of fraud visa interviews, fraud, fake documents, whatever, be ready for a tough interview. But stay calm, stay relaxed, don't get angry, be relaxed, and you'll be fine. Let's see. Artur in Algeria. Like the live stream, everyone. Okay, let's show appreciation. Yeah, thanks everybody. Yeah, when you hit the like on that on this YouTube thing, it helps other people find the videos. If you think the videos are good and that the information is good, liking the video or not liking the video, either way, that helps people find the video. Faya Abueva. I hope and pray that we will get on our NOA2 this month, April 2022 NOA1 letter. Faya, okay, we hope and pray also for you. But if you don't get it this month, you'll get it next month. Okay, just be patient. You got this. Don't worry. Just put your feet up. I'm looking forward to that Ghanaian dinner. Woohoo! Okay, Everly John Anderson. How long does the USAS take to send approved I-797? Well, it's an approved I-797 is the NOA2 letter. NOA means notice of action, and it depends on each individual person. The average right now is 13.5 months, 14 months, 13 and a half to 14 months. But folks who filed visas like in July, August, September of last year will probably see their visas, their I-797s get approved a lot quicker. Jason Mabry, I included 3 years of tax transcripts for my fiance. Do they need the W-2s as well? No, if you included the tax transcripts, they don't need the W-2s, but I recommend bring the W-2s to the visa interview. Every immigration officer have their own little plan up their sleeve regarding financial documents. Some immigration officers ask for transcripts. Some immigration officers ask for the 1040s and the W-2s and the 1099s. So you don't know at the embassy interview, I don't know what the embassy interview officer is going to ask for Karina. So she will have 3 years of tax transcripts, 3 years of 1040s, and 3 years of W-2s and 1099s. She's going to have both in a folder, 2020, 2021, 2022. Now, I'm still waiting for my tax transcripts for 2022. I applied for them, but I can't get them right now because I just paid my taxes in April of last month for my taxes for 2022. I just paid my taxes, so they haven't updated my record yet. So if I can't get my tax transcript for 2022 by the time Karina has her visa interview, I've got the 1040s, a photocopy of the check I wrote to the Treasury Department, and my 1099s. And if immigration says we need the tax transcript printed, we'll say, well, I'm sorry, the IRS have not updated Diego's records yet. Here's the 1040s. Everly Anderson, how long does USIS I-797 to the MVC? Ours was approved on March 15th, 2023. However, MVC indicated they haven't received or approved 797 yet. Yeah, takes about 3 months, Everly. So let's see, March 15th, March to April. So by next month, Everly, you should be hearing from the MVC, by the middle of June or earlier. Okay? It takes about 3 months. Jason Mabry, our first vacation will be in Florida. Hey, Ghana food coming your way. I am a native Texan. Oh, I drove across Texas many times, but lived in Naples and in Immokalee, Florida. Naples, Florida. Okay, you live down there in the old ritzy land. Naples is nice. Very expensive place to live. Nice houses down there. Texas is big. I drove from Pensacola to Albuquerque, New Mexico, then to Phoenix, Arizona, and I drove across Texas, and that was a long drive. It was a big state. It's a big state. Alaska is the biggest state in the Union, in the United States, and Texas is the second biggest, but Texas is the biggest state in the continental United States because Alaska obviously is attached to Canada. Everly, thanks for answering my question. Not a problem. I don't want to miss any questions, so I'm scanning through here to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And Vanessa is in Manhattan. I'll have to take Karina to Manhattan because I want to show her the Statue of Liberty, take her up to the Empire State Building. I think that would be a good vacation for her and to walk around was it 34th Street? And Manhattan's a fun place to be. Just don't get caught when everybody's leaving work at the same time, because everybody's walking this way, and if you're walking that way, it's like you a couple of people battling a million. But it's a beautiful place to hang out. And like I said, when I was in Manhattan, I ate at Patsy's restaurant, and I ate Italian food there. It was good. It was about 20 years ago, I guess. About 20 years ago. 15, 20 years ago. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to that Ghanaian food. And now you're in Texas now, right? Now, Jason, you said you're in Texas. You're a native Texan. And I want to travel to Texas. I want to take Karina on a trip across the USA. We'll drive from Florida, Pensacola. I'll rent a car and we'll drive across country. What I might do for our honeymoon, what I'm thinking about doing for our honeymoon, is having our honeymoon in Los Angeles, so she can see the Hollywood sign and the Hollywood stuff and all that kind of stuff. Couple of days there, then jump on a Greyhound bus and go to Las Vegas, because it's like $40 for the two of us to get on the Greyhound from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. It's like $40 on the Greyhound bus, and then we'll go to Las Vegas for a few days, and then hang out there, and then fly from Las Vegas back to Pensacola, and that will be our week's honeymoon. LA and Las Vegas. I think that's a pretty good plan. I don't know. Bud Garcia, do you know if my fiance will accompany me when we arrive? Yeah, you can accompany your fiance. You can go to the visa interview. You may not be allowed into the actual interview, but you can go to the embassy and then wait for the embassy to process the visa, and then accompany your fiance back to the USA. That's in Seattle Airport. Okay, no problem. Jason, working for the FDA in Arkansas. Okay, Arkansas. Very nice. The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. So you make sure we don't get poisoned. Yontaned. Hi, Diego from Michigan. Miami or Michigan? I think Michigan, right? For the I-134, would an offer a letter of employment verified document? Okay, a letter of verification of employment is good. Pay stubs are good. Pay stubs, you got to have at least, I would say, 6 months worth of pay stubs. Okay. So that would be good. Faye Abueva, is there a big chance we can celebrate and unite with our fiance this coming December if you're an April 2022 filer? Well, that's what I'm hoping for Karina. We're an April 2022 filers, and we're probably going to get, what I think is going to happen is that her visa interview will be November of this year in Bogota, and then we'll stick around for Christmas. We can celebrate one more Christmas in Bogota with the family, and then we're going to fly to the United States and get married in January. We'll leave, Bogota December 30th, 30th, 31st, somewhere in there, and then get married in January. So that's the plan right there. Yeah, Michigan. That's what I figured. Michigan. I'm Michigan. It's Detroit. That's where they make the cars. Famous, fantastic place where they make all the cars. Well, they used to. I don't know about now, but that used to be the hub for the auto industry, for the U.S. auto industry. And like when I first started the video chat, guys, make sure if you relocate, make sure you tell immigration your new address, okay? Jason, I made the mistake of not making a copy of the I-129 packet. Is that a must for her visa interview? No, it's not a must, but I recommend it. I recommend you bring a copy of the visa package to the interview. I recommend you bring it so the immigration officer can see that your fiance has an exact copy of what he or she has at the embassy. It just helps to fortify your visa. It solidifies the visa's real. Okay, that you guys are working hard on this. I doubt very much that the immigration officer is going to ask for a copy of the immigration packet, but they could. And if they do, your beneficiary will say, I'm sorry, I don't have a copy of my visa package, but I've got the I-134. I've got the second letter of intent to get married. I've got the tax transcripts, the 1040s, the W-2s, the 1099s. Here's all the photographs of us together. Here's the printout for the DS-160, okay, the barcode. Here's the receipt for paying for the visa, etc., etc. Sharon Smith, you really expect it to be that long? I filed in June 2022, and I was hoping Thanksgiving would be possible for the family to be together. Am I too ambitious? No, you're not too ambitious, okay? But remember who we're dealing with here. We're dealing with immigration, okay? Remember, what you get your NOA-2 letter first, then you got to wait 2 or 3 months for the MVC to contact you. Then you got to wait for 2 to 6 months to get a visa interview. You know, I learned yesterday that I can probably schedule a visa interview at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia within 8 weeks. So let's suppose I get my NOA-2 in June, middle of June. July, August, September. By September, I get the MVC welcome letter. By September, middle of September. Then I got to wait 2 months to schedule the interview and the medical exam. September, October, November. So November is when I will get Karina, hopefully, in her visa interview, which is Thanksgiving here in the USA, right? Then we'll just stick around for Christmas. We're so close to Christmas. We'll have our last Christmas in Colombia and then head back and then head to the United States at the end of December and get married in January. So the way things are rolling out for us right now, we're looking probably at a January, February at the latest wedding day. That's just being, reasonable thinkers on the way we're looking at the way immigration is processing documents. Everly Anderson, the validity of our approved I-797 ends on July 14th. Do you know how to deal with that situation as everything is not sorted out by the expiration date? Okay, your visa, your I-797 will be automatically extended if the MVC hasn't contacted you with your welcome letter yet. Your I-797 is automatically extended. Once you pay your visa fee, to the embassy, then your I-797 is extended for a year. So relax on that expiration date, okay? Immigration is in control of that process, so they understand if they're controlling it, they can't penalize you if they go past the expiration date. So don't worry about it. But what I would do is email the embassy and the MVC just to check in and say, hey, I'm just checking in. How's everything? That shows you're still being proactive with your visa. And print the emails. So you got evidence with the date stamp on it. Let's see. Quiku Food War. Hello, Diego. I received my welcome letter April 11th, but have not heard from the embassy. What steps should I take? Well, April 11th is early, my friend. So if you got your welcome letter from the MVC, you're talking to the MVC, right? On April 13th, on April 11th, then I would do this. I would scan a copy of that welcome letter or upload it to your computer, email a copy of that to the U.S. Embassy in your country and say, dear U.S. Embassy visa section, I have received my welcome letter. What do I do now? And then the embassy will probably respond to you, okay? Email the embassy and include a copy of the welcome letter in your email. And in the subject line, put in your, beneficiary's information, her name, etc. Let's see. Jason, working for the government, I can say everything is slow. Yeah. It's a slow process everywhere. Sure. Thanks, Jason. Philip McNaughton. Finally, I am able to join. Well, welcome, Philip. And then the next live stream I'll do will be on Wednesday. If you think it's too much, 3 times a week, this is your YouTube channel, guys. I do it Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time, U.S. time. If that's too much, I can do it twice a week, or I can do it just once a week. But you let me know. You let me know if it's too much. But I think folks like the Sunday chat the best. Then we get a lot of things covered. We cover a lot of information, and we get a lot of things covered. Everly Anderson, thanks again. No problem. No problem. I'm an April filer. April 18th, 2022 is my NOA 1. And I predict that Karina will be in the United States at the end of December. Leave at the end of December, and then we'll celebrate New Year's here, and then get married, first 2 weeks in January. April 22nd. Okay, Philip, you're an April filer also. So you're in the same boat as us. That's good. Soon, I've seen a lot of April filers getting their visas approved. Okay, April 2022 NOA 1s are getting approved. April 1st to April 15th, I've seen. Okay, let me see. Chopper Harley, where can I find out how busy the U.S. Embassy in Cambodia is? Well, every month, Chopper Harley, is different. Okay, each month is different. Some months are busier than other months. But what you could do is go to I made a video about Cambodia. Go into that, check the end of the video, skim through it to the end of the video, and it gives you an email address in there or a phone number that you can use to call and give them a call. They'll tell you. Artur M, live stream is much better. It's way faster for asking questions and receive answers. Keep it up, Mr. Diego. Thank you. No problem. Yeah, I can answer your questions right here on the spot live. Okay. Philip McNaughton, can I expedite if my fiance is pregnant once USCIS approved the K1? You can if you want, but I doubt very much it's going to get approved. Immigration don't care if your fiance is pregnant or not. Well, they care. They're happy for you, but it doesn't speed up the process at all. Okay? Does not speed up the process at all. So, that's just the way immigration have written in their rule book. They've written, unless there's medical problems. If your fiance has medical problems and she's having she's having a difficult time carrying the baby and you need medical assistance in the United States, that would be reason for an expedite. But if she's just gone through a routine pregnancy, immigration will say no expedite. But they'll say, well done, congratulations, but they won't let you expedite it. Now, that doesn't mean you can't try. You can ask, can I, send an expedite to immigration and be ready for a denial. It just slows them down at immigration because they have to stop and they have to process your expedite and send you a denial letter. And they won't give you a reason why they denied your expedite. They won't give you a reason. They'll just say it's denied. They don't have to give a reason. My recommendation is don't try to expedite it unless there's medical reasons, okay? Jason, do you recommend scheduling the K1 interview first or the medical exam? That depends on the embassy, okay? Like in Bogota, Colombia, it's difficult to get a medical exam. It's hard. It's hard to get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to schedule it at the same time. The medical interview we'll schedule first because that's the hardest to get, and then we'll schedule the visa interview, okay? Because the medical exam is good for 6 months. So I'm going to be looking to get her in for her medical exam first. I'm going to do the medical exam first. Now, and then I'll be trying to get a visa interview. Now, let's suppose she goes and has her medical exam. Well, Karina has her medical exam, and I can't get a visa interview for 6 months at the embassy. And then her medical exam will time out after 6 months. Then I get her a medical exam, a visa interview. Then I got to reschedule the medical exam because it timed out. So what we'll do is schedule the medical exam first because it's good for 6 months. And then I'll be online every day, trying to get her into the embassy. So that's the way we're going to do it. But every embassy is different. Each embassy has their own workload, their own staffing levels, their own medical workload, okay? Although they're not the embassy so much, but, the doctors. Fayez says, Banquil, who schedules the visa interview? Either one of you can do it. The beneficiary or the sponsor can do it. Do it online. But remember, the DS-160 is all about, is signed by the beneficiary electronically. The DS-160 is signed electronically by the beneficiary, and then you have to fill out a DS-160 for his or her children, okay? separately. So if you got the beneficiary and 2 kids, you're going to fill out 3 separate DS-160s. And then the signature on the bottom of each DS-160 will be the name of the beneficiary. So Karina, let's suppose I fill out Karina's DS-160. The name that I put at the end will be Karina, and it will be her electronic signature, which is recognized as a legal document in a court of law by immigration. It's Karina's DS-160, but I will probably fill it out for her because she doesn't speak English. So I'll be doing it and answering the questions. I know everything about Karina. I know all about her. Where she was born, who her mom is, where her dad is, which city she grew up in, I know where she used to work in Venezuela, her old job. I know everything about her, how many brothers and sisters she has. I know that, everything. Philip McNaughton, my fiance lost her original passport that we filed the K-1 visa with. Will her new passport with a different passport number result in a denial? No. What if her passport had expired? Then you're going to have to apply for a new passport, right? Her passport expired during the visa process. You get a new passport. The numbers are going to change. Karina has a different passport from the one we filed with the K-1 visa. Her number changed. What happens is this, Philip. She lost her passport. Apply for a new passport. Get the new passport. Get it done. And then by the time you fill out the DS-160, the passport number that you put in the DS-160 will match the passport in her new passport. And then when she goes to the visa interview, the immigration officer is going to look at the DS-160 and the passport, and those numbers better match. Okay? You got it? Don't worry about it. Just get her a new passport. No big deal. It's unfortunate she lost her passport. Hopefully they don't, get used for ID problems or whatever, but it's no big deal to immigration. What immigration cares about is when you're at the interview face to face, the passport in her hand or his hand matches the passport number on the DS-160. There you go. Relax on that one. Karina's in the same boat. We did it. It's no big deal. Jason. Fayeses. Thank you. You're welcome, Fayeses. Okay. Jason, we filed for DS-160 in hopes for her travel, but decided to hold off for the approval of the K-1. Well, we need to file the DS-160 closer to the interview time. Okay, so I think what you're telling me is you filed a DS-160 for a B2 visa. You were going to apply for a tourist visa, then change your mind, which is a good thing. It's just a headache trying to explain to an immigration officer that you're in the middle of a K-1 visa, but you want to get a P2 visa to come to the USA on vacation. Don't even do that. In my opinion, it's not against the law. It's not a rule breaker, but I don't recommend it. I recommend that you, Mr. Sponsor, go to your beneficiary's home country and spend time with her or him. It's much easier to travel on a U.S. passport, number one. Number two, you don't have to get a tourist visa. Well, for Colombia, I just show up at the airport and they stamp the visa in my passport. It's good for 3 months. I used to have a 1-year visa, but it expired and I didn't renew it. The Colombian government gave me a week to change to do this. I said, forget about it. So I came back to the USA, and I'll go when I get the NOA2 letter. I'll wait a month, maybe about a month, and then I'll jump on a plane and bring all these documents to Karina, the I-134, the original signed I-134. I'll probably fill that out in Colombia because I never know. The addition date on that form might change. Okay, you got to be careful when you fill out the I-134 because if the addition date changes, then that form's no good, and the immigration will reject it at the embassy. So I will wait until I get to Colombia and fill out the I-134 in Colombia. I'll go to uscis.gov, go to forms, go to I-134. Now, I-134A is filed online for folks in Ukraine, Venezuela, Haiti, those countries who are coming to the United States for asylum. If you're coming to the United States for asylum, okay, you're going to fill out I-134A online, Mr. Sponsor, but what I'll do is fill out the I-134 in Bogota on my laptop, with the most current edition form. Print it, sign it and date it, and then work on getting the visa. I'll probably fill that out when I get the visa interview scheduled. Once I get the interview scheduled for Karina, I'll do the I-134, because then I know for sure I'm in the right current month and edition for the form. Philip, thank you. No problem, Philip. Don't worry about the passport. No, I'm sorry it got lost, but changing passport numbers is no big deal. The immigration officer will check the passport number on the DS-160 with the one in your beneficiary's hand. That's the one that counts, okay? Jason, the travel visa wait time is almost a year, so the travel visa will need to be done before the K-1. Be good. If it's going to take a year to get a tourist visa to come to the United States, don't even waste your time with it. Just wait for the K-1 visa. Just don't even waste your time with the tourist visa. Just wait for the K-1 visa, okay? Wait for the K-1 visa. Be patient and jump on a plane, go visit your beneficiary in her home country. And, you know, like Karina, should I get a tourist visa? And I told her, no. Well, you can if you want, but it's 550-day wait. It's a long wait time. She'll be in the United States by the time it got approved on her K-1 visa. Daggy, thank you for your time and effort. Filling out I-134, both myself and joint sponsor fill out. Yep, joint sponsor will fill one out. I heard if I don't meet the requirements, only joint sponsor will fill it out, not me. Can you please explain? Okay, here's what I would do, Daggy. You fill out yours, get your joint sponsor to fill out his or hers, and bring them both to the visa interview, and let the immigration officer make that decision, not you, or whatever you read online. If you don't know, if you know, like when I read in the rules and regulations of USCIS, I studied the book. I know the rules and regulations like the back of my hand. But immigration officers, not all of them know the rules and regulations in the job they're filling. They don't even know their job because they're new. So you got to be 1 square meter ahead of the immigration officer and know the rules. So you read online somewhere that you only need your joint sponsor's I-134. Okay. Are you going to take the chance that the immigration officer doesn't know that? Fill out one for you. Fill out one for the joint sponsor. Tax transcripts for you. Tax transcripts for the joint sponsor. W-2s, 1099s, 1099s, and 1040s, 1040s. Have a complete set of financial documents for you and your joint sponsor ready to give to the immigration officer. If the immigration officer doesn't ask for it, don't worry about it. You got it, though. It's better to be ready in case they ask for it. Because if they ask for it and you don't have it, if they ask for it and they don't have it, you're going to get a 221G notice, which means it's an RFE. You don't want to be in the face-to-face visa interview with the scary immigration officer and get stuck with a 221G RFE, administrative processing, because then you're going to be stuck waiting for 3 or 4 months to get that adjudicated. Just bring everything you possibly can, whether you need it or not, and then present the immigration officer whatever he or she asks for. But bear this in mind, most immigration officers don't have time to be going through paperwork. Your visa interview will be done and over with in 10 minutes, 20 minutes tops. And Karina just sent me, hey, Karina in Colombia, my beautiful prometida, te amo, mi amor. Karina just sent me a text message. She's at work in Bogota. She says hello to everybody. And she said she is watching me live on, I guess, on her phone or on her TV, probably on her phone in Bogota, Colombia. You heard that ding? That's Karina checking in. And she's working. Now, Karina will be at work till about 9 o'clock tonight. She works a long day. And she'll get off of work at 9 o'clock. She'll get home, have her shower, eat dinner, and then she will message me and ask me how my day was. And my day was fantastic because I got to chat with you guys and answer questions. Bud Garcia, since I get VA benefits per pay, do I add that into my finances? If you pay taxes on your VA benefits, Bud Garcia, Bud, if you pay taxes on your VA benefits, you can add it in, add that as income. Is that VA benefits? Is that income or benefits? Now I'm retired from the military. I retired from the Navy after 20 years. I get Navy retirement. That's income. And the U.S. Navy sends me a 1099 every January. I get a 1099 because they paid me for my retirement. That I include. Yeah, if it's income, you include it. Are you taxed on it? Are you taxed on that? Now, I'm not a CPA, Bud. I'm not a certified. I'm not a CPA, but I know these rules here. Okay, so if it's income and you're taxed on it, include it. You're not taxed on it. Okay, then that's a I don't know question. If you're not taxed on it, immigration may not include it. But here's what I would do: I would include it and make sure that you tell immigration that you're not taxed on it, but it's income. It's non-taxable income. Oh, it's disability pay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Disability. Yeah. You include that. You can include that. Absolutely. It's tax-free. Yeah. Include your disability pay. It counts towards your income. Absolutely. And we say everybody, MI Iran says, hi, Diego. Now, MI Iran lives in Iran, the beautiful country of Iran. We love the Iranian people. We love our friends in Iran. And we're glad to see you. I know it's like 2:00 in the morning tonight in Tehran, my friend. I'm sorry we're keeping you up here, but MI Iran, we decided to send our case to Abu Dhabi. Okay, after receiving the case number, and an Iranian lady had an interview 7 days ago and got a visa easily. Fantastic news. Now, MI Iran, you have decided on Abu Dhabi for your visa interview. That's good. When you leave Iran, when you go to do this, now are you going to leave? Are you going to fly to the United States from Abu Dhabi? Because we don't have any planes flying in and out of Tehran. The United States government doesn't fly to Tehran. So the airport is closed to U.S. airplanes. Okay? So are you going to be leaving from Abu Dhabi? If you're going to be flying to Abu Dhabi for your visa interview and then leaving, then you'll probably have to wait in Abu Dhabi for your passport to get the K1 visa put in it. Then you're probably going to have to fly from Abu Dhabi to the United States. So here's my suggestion to you, okay? Iran, buy a round-trip plane ticket from Tehran to Abu Dhabi. So the Iranian government will be checking your status, will see that you are a tourist going to Abu Dhabi as a tourist. Round-trip plane ticket. That way the Iranian government doesn't give you a hard time at the immigration checkpoint thinking that you're leaving Iran permanently. You don't want them to think that. You want them to think that you're going on vacation to Abu Dhabi. Okay? Now, I'm not advocating any malfeasance here. This is our YouTube channel is honest and true, and we follow the rules of everybody. Let me see here. MI Iran. No, I will return back to Iran and pack all my things and buy a ticket. Airplanes are from Turkey to America. Okay, understood. I understand. Now, here's a question for you, MI Iran. Is Iranian immigration going to look at your passport and see that you have a U.S. visa in there? Or do you have two passports? Is immigration in Iran, when you arrive back in Iran, going to see that you have a K1 visa, a U.S. visa in your passport? I don't know. Think about stuff like that, okay? I love the Iranian people, but the Iranian government, not so much. So you're going to go back to Iran, pack your stuff, and then go from Iran to Turkey. So if you're going to go from Iran to Turkey, get a round-trip ticket from Iran you're going to fly to Ankara, get a round trip ticket from Tehran to Ankara. So immigration sees that you have a round trip ticket, so they don't give you a hard time at immigration and tell them you're going on vacation to Turkey. And then when you get to Turkey, cancel your ticket back to Iran, stay in Turkey, and then fly to Turkey and fly to the United States. Let's see. Am I Iran? Yes, they will understand, but most of the people who have a visa, they can back Iran. None of them had a problem with the government. Okay, good. See, I don't know. That's good news for you. That's good. I'm glad that the Iranian immigration folks won't give you a hard time. They may not even look through all your pages of your passport. They may just check the biographic page and let you back in the country. I don't know how they work over there. If Iran and the United States were friends and we got along, the governments got along, I would love to go to Iran for vacation. I mean, this is such history in your country. It's a beautiful country, so much history there, you know. And unfortunately, if I went to Iran, I'd get arrested probably. Same for Venezuela. I would love to go to Venezuela and meet Karina's family in France, but I can't. I could get a visa to go to Venezuela, okay? But the Venezuelan government would know I'm retired from the military, and I got all this information about the U.S. military right here. So I would be a very useful tool for them. So I can't go to Venezuela. And it's sad because it's such a beautiful place. Oh, well, maybe in the future. Okay, Jacqueline Swan, that Turkey will be hard to get a slot for a visa. Yeah, it could be. But I think Iranians have a choice of Azerbaijan, Abu Dhabi. I don't know. There's like 5 countries that Iranians can get their K1 visas stamped in their passport for the U.S. government. There's 5 places. Iran, Iran. Maybe I buy a ticket from Abu Dhabi and come to America. I will see. Just pray for me that I can get my visa. Iran. Here's what you need to do. Listen to me. When you get to Abu Dhabi, okay, and you have your K1 visa in your passport at the embassy in Abu Dhabi, buy you a plane ticket from Abu Dhabi to the United States, not Turkey. Don't go back to Iran. Listen to me. I'm going to help you through this, okay? From a man of experience with Iran, buy you a plane ticket, round trip from Iran to Abu Dhabi. Immigration see you're going to be back. You're a tourist. You get to Abu Dhabi, you get your visa in your Iranian passport, your K1 visa is approved. Pack all your stuff and bring it to Abu Dhabi. Don't go back to Iran. Stay in Abu Dhabi. Your sponsor needs to be putting you up in a hotel somewhere, okay? Stay in a hotel in Abu Dhabi, and then your sponsor needs to be buying you a plane, or he needs to fly to Abu Dhabi and accompany you to the good old America. Let's see here. You got that, Iran? Am I Iran? Once you're in Abu Dhabi, bring everything with you from Iran with you in your suitcase. Okay? Your clothes, your family photos, whatever you can fit. Don't go back to Iran. Say goodbye to everybody. Your family, friends, say goodbye. Abu Dhabi, you're in Abu Dhabi. Visas in your passport. Fly from Abu Dhabi to the United States. Okay? That's my suggestion. Yeah, you do what you feel like is best for you. But that's the safest and the most efficient and the most economical way to do it. Let's see here. Daggy, by the way, do you have any information about MVC processing time? I've seen 2022 applicant get cases 6, 7, 8 weeks after NOA2. Okay, Daggy, it's 3 months. Once you get your NOA2 letter, once I get my NOA2 letter for Karina, I will expect it will be 3 months before I hear from the MVC. Okay, 3 months. After 3 months, I'm on the phone to the USCIS. Hey, oh, where's my stuff, man? Jacqueline Swan, my boyfriend, your fiance is from Turkey, waiting for a visa slot. Okay, your fiance is from Turkey. Your future husband, Jacqueline, Beautiful Turkey. Turkey is a fantastic country. It's a free country too. You can be whoever you want in Turkey. Pallavi Sharma. Hello, Diego. Hi, Pallavi. How are you, Pallavi? Good to see you. GS. Good evening, Diego from the UK and a new king. Yeah, King Charles III. Everybody pay respects to GS. She's our British friend. She has a new king, King Charles III. And what a fantastic event that was. I love watching all of the military march, the marching bands. I love the marching bands. The ladies, they like watching the ceremony with the crown going on the head. I like the marching bands. And it was good to see Prince Harry there too. He was sitting in the back, but that's okay. He had a good time too. So good evening from the UK and a new king. Please elaborate on the new Biden I-134 revision that will be quicker and easier for K1 applicants. The new I-134, well, it's already been done revised, GS. The I-134 is already out there. And I don't know if Biden had anything to do with it, but they simplified everything for basically for people from Ukraine, Venezuela, and Haiti. And Nicaragua. So the I-134, the new version, is already out there. And it's easier than the old version because I included the old version in my first round when I did, and it's a nightmare to fill out. This new one's easy. Evans Danagai. Think MVC takes 8 weeks before you get a case number and welcome letter after your NOA2 gets approved. 8 weeks is about, 8 weeks to 3 months. Be patient. Iran. Yes, I will do that. I'm also worried about coming back from Iran, from Abu Dhabi, because government have no good personality and they're not thinking and may hurt my visa. Iran. You live in Iran, a beautiful country in the world with beautiful people, with a government that sucks. Pardon my French. When you get to Abu Dhabi, bring everything with you from your house, your clothes, everything. You are going to now buy the round trip ticket from Iran, Tehran to Abu Dhabi, buy the round trip plane ticket. When your visa is in your Iranian passport, cancel the return trip to Tehran, call the airline, say, I'm not going back, and then have your sponsor buy you a plane ticket from Abu Dhabi to the United States of America, where you will be free and you will not be forced to wear a veil everywhere you go. You can wear jeans and t-shirt if you want. So don't worry, Iran. Once you get to Abu Dhabi, you're on vacation. And then when you get your visa, you are no more a tourist. You are now a U.S. authorized beneficiary under the protection of your sponsor and the United States government. Pallavi Sharma, I got my NOA1 letter on the 17th of February. When should I expect my NOA2? I am from India and my fiance is in the US. Well, hello, Pallavi in beautiful India. And if you are a 17th of February 2023, then it's you should hear this month, Pallavi, this month. It won't be any longer than July, okay? But you should be hearing very soon. You're close. Zoila Molina, can you explain a little bit more about Iran questions? Okay, Iran lives in Iran, in Iran. She's waiting on her K1 visa. Okay, her K1 visa interview is going to be in Abu Dhabi. The Iranian government don't like Americans. Well, they like, I don't know about Americans personally, but American government. A K1 visa is issued by the U.S. government of the United States. The Iranian government may be jerks to her when she returns back to Iran, and they see a U.S. immigration visa in her passport. So my recommendation to her is when she leaves, buy a plane ticket from Iran to Abu Dhabi, round trip, go to Abu Dhabi, U.S. Embassy, get the visa, put in your passport, and then stay in Abu Dhabi. Cancel your trip back to Tehran and buy a plane ticket to the United States from Abu Dhabi. Let's see. Fayeses, after the visa application is approved, what next? Is that another 3-month window, or are you saying yeah? Once you get your NOA2 letter, Fayeses, then you're going to have to wait 2 to 3 months for the NVC to send you a welcome letter. When I get my NOA2 letter from the USCIS, hopefully I don't get an RFE, but assuming I get my NOA2 letter next month, then I got to wait 3 months for the NVC to contact me. So, it's no problem for me. I just wait it out. Jacqueline Swan, let me see here. Evan, let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. You guys are very important. This is your channel, guys. Evans Nanta guy. Got my NOA2 April 3rd. Still waiting for my welcome letter. Yeah. So by July, you should hear June or July next month. Okay. Evans next month or July. Jacqueline Swan. Yes, I'll be living there in 3 to 4 years. Living in Turkey. Jacqueline, I don't understand. Pallavi Sharma, thank you so much. Your videos are really helpful. Pallavi, we're here to help you. We're going to pull you over the finish line for this immigration process. Jacqueline Swan, give it to William. Well, yeah, I don't like to throw politics on this YouTube channel, but my opinion is that William should have been crowned the king. Charles should have just retired with Camilla to Scotland and passed it over to William, because in a few years from now, you guys in England will be going through this process again with William as king. Win a victory. When can a medical condition lead to a visa denial? Yes, it can. If your beneficiary has a communicable disease that cannot be treated, not excluding HIV, that's not included, okay? But other than HIV, now I'm not a medical doctor, but this is what I know, a medical condition that has a communicable disease that is dangerous to Americans will be grounds for denying the visa. Absolutely, it can happen. So yes, a medical condition can lead to a visa denial. But if you're having medical treatment for something, you broke your arm and you're still in a cast and you're still going to the doctor for x-rays, that's not going to stop you from coming to the United States. Iran. My NOA1 was 28 December 2021 and I got approved 18 days ago. Yeah, well, I remember my NOA2 took 15 months. Yeah, I remember. The reason it took 15 months, Iran, is because you are from Iran. You are an Iranian. So the U.S. government did a lot more detailed investigations on you. Nothing personal. We love you guys in Iran, but that's the reason it took 15 months, okay? If you are waiting for NOA2, please be strong. Good advice, Iran. Very good advice. Fayeses Banquil. Thank you, Diego. Just that my fiance wants me to give birth in the U.S. and I'm on my 3rd month of pregnancy. Well, if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, you still have a little baby American. If your baby is born overseas, make sure you register the baby's birth with the U.S. Embassy, okay? And then your baby becomes an automatic U.S. citizen, assuming your sponsor lives in the United States and is domiciled in the USA. It's no problem. Register the little baby at the U.S. Embassy, and then your little baby will get a passport, a U.S. passport, and will not be a problem. Fayeses Banco. GS, good question, winner. Fayeses Banco. I think tuberculosis can cause you a denial. No, it can't cause you a denial as long as you are showing that you have completed treatment for tuberculosis. If you have a chest X-ray show up, you got TB, then you got to go through the treatment program for that. There's a medicine you take every day for 6 months. And once you've completed the treatment, then you're good to go. Okay, whatever. You are getting very old and gross. Oh, okay. Now, is that directed at me or is that directed at somebody else? Everybody's getting old by the minute. As for being gross, I have no clue. Jacqueline Swan, Turkish people. Either the government not too good for them either. I don't know. Turkey seems to be a pretty free country. MI Iran. It was a big mistake for us for choosing Ankara, Turkey for the interview. We do not have an embassy in Iran and can change embassy. But other people stuck it in Ankara. Okay. So MI Iran, is your visa interview in Turkey or is it in Abu Dhabi? Evans, okay, whatever. That's not kind. Please be civil. Don't be rude to our friend. Yeah, you got to be kind. Everybody in here is going through the same struggle, the same process. It's a difficult process going through a K1 visa process. Everybody's fighting their own battles, okay? And be nice to each other. Help each other. Don't be rude to each other. Be nice to each other. Help each other. Lift everybody up. Lift everybody up during this difficult process. Life is hard enough. You're right, GS. Life is tough. Especially for our friends living in Venezuela, Cuba, and Iran. Imagine if you live there, trying to get a K1 visa. It's a difficult process, okay? Russia. Don't forget our friends in Russia, you know. Our friends in Russia we closed our embassy because the Russian government decided to invade their neighbor. That wasn't very nice, was it? And it's the people that suffer. MI Iran. When we sent our case, we did choose Ankara, but we'll change it when we receive the case number. Yeah, change it. Change it to Abu Dhabi. And then once you get to Abu Dhabi, get your visa and your Iranian passport. Don't go back to Iran. Okay? And make sure that you trust people in your circle of friends. If you tell your friends in Iran, oh, I got my visa appointment in Abu Dhabi, do you trust those people not to tell the Iranian government? Keep all that information to yourself. Fayesi Bank, oh no, don't be mean. If you can't say anything nice here, don't be mean. Yeah. Life is easy for a girl. I'm lucky you're not. Okay. Okay, whatever. You got to be nice in here, guys. Be pleasant. I am an American that supports the First Amendment and freedom of expression. Okay, but go be nice to people in here. Okay, if you want to have an argument with somebody privately, you message them and what's up, not here publicly. Okay, guys, what other questions do we have? I'm here to help you. MI Iran. Diego, you are very kind and have a best personality. You are amazing, and we all know that. MI Iran, I love everybody in the world. The government's not so much. Everybody in the world are fighting a battle. They all want to be happy. They want to be with their families. They want to raise families. They want to have a roof over their head. They want to have a good job. They want to have friends without fear of persecution. They want to be free. They want to be able to express themselves freely without being feared of going to jail. In some countries around the world, you cannot do that, like Russia, Iran, Communist Cuba, Venezuela. And it's unfortunate. Okay. Don't be rude. He is helping us in every way he can. The process is hard enough in addition to people with what they're going through in their country. Yeah. GS, do the visa people expect the K1 to be processed as soon as we get engaged, or is it okay to apply after 3 years engagement? Do the visa people expect the K1 to be processed as soon as we engage? Yes. A K1 visa is an engagement visa. Think of it as a matrimonial visa. Okay, so when you file the K1 visa, you guys better be engaged to each other. There better be an engagement ring on your finger, and you guys need to start planning your wedding. I've seen a lot of folks who file a K1 visa who get an RFE from immigration that say, where's your letter of intent to get married? Where's a pic? You know, you got to have a letter of intent to get married. A letter of intent to get married comes after you have your engagement party. And if you have an engagement party, make sure the engagement party isn't misconstrued as a wedding party, because then your visa will get blocked because they think you're married. Okay? Yes, this K1 visa is an engagement visa. That's what it is. Let's see here. Faris Hassan. So how long are they actually taking for F1? What's an F1, Faris? K1, or I'm not sure what an F1 is. That's a visa, I know, but I haven't studied up on that. MI Iran, I hope one day I can see you and have a dinner together. We will all have dinner together in the United States. That's a good idea. Iranian food. Fayeses, yeah, you've helped me hang on while we're waiting for the visa application to be approved. Oh, yeah, everybody hang in there. GS, I mean, if a couple don't apply immediately at point of engagement. No, if you're engaged a year, okay, I understand now. So let's suppose you've been engaged for a year, and then you decide to file the K1 visa package. That's good. That shows that you guys have been together for a long time, and it makes your visa package stronger. There's nothing wrong with that. But you better be engaged when you file the K1 visa package. GS, shoot, we've been engaged for 3 years. Okay, then immigration need to know that. You better have some evidence to show that. You got to be able to prove that with documentation. Evans, quick question. While scheduling a date for my interview, is it advisable to schedule 4 weeks so you can be prepared? Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to schedule Karina's visa interview probably 4 weeks out. I'll be in Colombia. Then we're going to be, I'm going to be testing her and she's going to be testing me. We're going to be going over the process and preparing for the interview. Jacqueline, 4 weeks is enough time. Jacqueline, MI Iran, how long did it take for you to get the interview in Turkey? That's a good question. Faris Hassan, K1. Okay, Faris, let me go back to your question. K1 for NOA1. When you should get your NOA1 letter in 3 or 4 days, a week, 10 days tops, and then you get your NOA2 letter in a year to 13 months, 14 months, and then 3 months for the MVC processing, case number, etc., and then, you know, a month to 6 months for the embassy. I should have applied 3 years ago. You could have applied 3 years ago, GS, most definitely. And you would have been already married and in the United States. MI Iran, when I search MVC processing time, site says 45 days. Okay, well, the USCIS says it takes 16.5 months for your NOA2 letter, but they're getting processed in 13 or 14 months. So I take everything I see with USCIS with a pinch of salt. MI Iran, I'm still waiting for my case number. Choice Ankara, but we'll change it. Okay, yeah, change it to Abu Dhabi. Yeah, Jacqueline Swan, yeah, she can change it because Iran lives in Iran, and U.S. government, you know, we don't see the eye to eye with the Iranian government, which is most unfortunate. If we were friends with the Iranian government, we could be trading with them instead of yelling at them. Is it hot there, Diego? You look hot. Yeah, it's hot. Here in Florida, it's 77 degrees on my computer, and I'm too cheap to put the air on. So it's 77 degrees. It's probably 80 degrees in my little YouTube office here. It's hot. Faris Hassan, I have a lot of relatives whose cases took 3 years to get approved. Why is that? That was during COVID. During the COVID, you know, the terror of COVID, that took 3 years because the embassies closed, the MVC closed, USCIS went down to a skeleton workforce. So it took 3 years. Fayeses Banquil, we got ours 2 days short for it to be 13 months. You bet you got it. MI Iran, have an amazing day, Diego. I am going to sleep now. Go to sleep, MI Iran. Good night. Thanks for checking in with us and staying up late. GS, me too. Good night, GS. Good night, everybody. Now, I've been talking for 1 hour and 28 minutes, so I'm going to check out and I'm going to sign off now and go make some dinner. And good night to everybody who's on the other side of the world in England, Iran, the Philippines. I think it's probably, I don't know what time it is in the Philippines. It's getting close to morning time there. And then one more question, Faris Hassan. So if my case was received September 2022, when should I expect it to be approved? Well, you should have been hearing already. You should hear already, Faris. Fayez, thank you, Diego. You should already be hearing from Immigration Ferris this month. Let's pray for this month. Okay, good night, guys. We will see you on Wednesday. Oh, it's 7:29 here in the morning in the Philippines. Okay, 7:29 in the morning. Good night and good morning to everybody.